If you're working in a field where, staying current is absolutely critical, maybe finance, tech, or even specialized research, you definitely know the grind of manual curation. It's just this huge challenge in modern knowledge work, isn't it? How do you actually stay on top of dozens of sources without getting totally swamped by information or, spending half your day just clicking around?
Yeah, information overload is real, and that's what makes today's topic so relevant.
Exactly. So our sources today, they don't just give tips, they actually lay out a full functional blueprint. We're talking about the architecture for building an automated newsroom pipeline.
Mm.
It's a system designed to deliver continuous categorized news self-posted to a website, completely hands-off, well, once you get the initial setup done.
Yeah. And that's really the core of it. For you, the listener, think of this deep dive as a strategic look inside. It's not just listing software tools. It's about understanding the system's logic, how all these different tools get stitched together into, well, a reliable loop, or you're essentially mapping out how you can build like a tiny dedicated team of robots that manage your content flow 24/7.
Okay, let's unpack this. Our goal here is to move beyond just saying automation and really get into the specific steps. How do you turn a bunch of raw news links into a constantly fresh, neatly categorized info hub that updates, say, every hour?
Precisely. Think of it like a virtual news bureau. It's got these ongoing jobs. Find news stories, summarize them intelligently, sort them into categories, and then publish them instantly. The real kicker here is achieving that full autonomy.
Right, so let's look at the team members then, the tools involved. Because the choices in this blueprint seem quite strategic, don't they? Often favoring maybe power and cost effectiveness over just pure simplicity.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay, so first up, finding news. The system uses standard feeds, RSS, or sometimes this tool, Apify, for scraping. This is the robot that goes out and fetches the raw material, right?
Correct. That's your intake specialist. Then you need the brain of the operation, the workflow controller. And the sources really emphasize APIN here. Now, lots of people might think Zapier or Make first.
Yeah, those are coming.
Right. But A to N seems chosen specifically for its power and, critically, its cost structure. It's the control room managing the logic, the if this then that, the timing. Think about it, if you're running a process every single hour, those subscription costs on other platforms, they can really stack up fast. A to N gives you that flexibility for high-frequency stuff.
Makes sense. Then for quality control, the summarizing and tagging, this uses large language models like ChatGPT, OpenAI, maybe Gemini. So this is like your super fast editor, reading the stuff, writing quick summaries, adding those crucial tags.
Yep, that's the AI editor on the team. And for storing stories, which is kind of the database layer, the blueprint suggests Google Sheets or Airtable.
Which might seem a bit basic to some.
Maybe, but for data that's lightweight, structured, updated often, and needs to be easily read by a website, they're actually perfect. Cost-effective digital filing cabinets, basically.
And finally, displaying stories. You hook that data up to a fast website, often using, modern static site generators, or services like Netlify or Vercel.
Exactly. That's your public-facing news board, built for speed.
So what's fascinating here is, you mentioned the importance of A&D. It's not just connecting pipes, is it?
Not at all. It's really the sophisticated scheduler and the logic gatekeeper. It's figuring out if a story is a duplicate, handling the API keys for the AI, making sure the whole flow doesn't just, fall over if one little thing hiccups. It dictates the pace and, importantly, the resilience of the whole setup.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears to the workflow itself, that hourly routine that makes this automated newsroom actually work. Step one, finding the news, the ingestion. How does it grab that raw material efficiently?
Well, the best way, the preferred way, is using those standardized feeds, RSS.
Right, RSS. People know what it is. But the key is the standardization, you're saying.
Exactly. An RSS feed is just a structured format. It lets the A-to-N robot easily pull the latest headlines, titles, links from big sites, BBC, TechCrunch, Forbes, whatever. And it can do this reliably, say, every hour.
And that structure saves a lot of hassle.
Huge amounts of time and potential cost. You always want to go for RSS if you can. But, lots of valuable sources just don't offer a clean feed.
Ah, okay. So what then?
That's where something like Apify becomes almost essential. Apify lets you do more advanced web scraping. You can, read a page, figure out what the headline is, the date, grab an image, even if the site's structure is messy or changes a bit.
So it's smarter than basic scraping. It's trying to read it like a person would.
Pretty much. Imagine having a virtual assistant who checks, 10 news sites every hour, and it can adapt if they tweak their layout slightly. That's the kind of heavy lifting Apify Shopify handles for step 1.
Okay, raw material gathered. Step 2, data hygiene, cleaning things up.
Yeah, absolutely crucial. Before you spend, pennies on the AI editor, you need a clean slate. 2 main jobs here. First, get rid of duplicates. Super important because the same story might pop up in multiple feeds.
Right, you don't want the same headline 3 times.
Exactly. Second, strip away all the extra stuff, the metadata you don't need. Keep only the essentials, title, the original link, maybe an image URL. This pre-processing, it saves time downstream, and really importantly, it makes the data package you send to the AI much smaller and cleaner, like tidying up a messy pile of newspaper clippings before filing them. You're prepping the input to make the AI's job easier and cheaper.
Okay, data's clean. Here's where it gets really interesting. Step 3, adding the AI editor. This is where it shifts from just collecting stuff to actually curating it.
This is the intelligence layer kicking in.
So the robot, NAN, sends that cleaned up data title linked to an LLM like ChatGPT or maybe Gemini. But the sources emphasize the prompt is key here, don't they?
Absolutely. It's all about the prompt engineering. It's not just, hey, summarize this. It's a very specific set of instructions, often what's called a system prompt.
Okay.
And this prompt dictates not just the style, like make it concise, but the actual output format. That's critical.
So what does it ask for specifically?
Typically, 2 things. First, a very short summary, maybe 2 sentences. Second, a category tag. And crucially, it has to be one from a predefined list, like finance, technology, startups, or science. You define the list.
So it can't just invent categories.
No, that would break the sorting leader. And the blueprint often suggests forcing the AI to give you this information back in a structured format, like JSON.
JSON. Why is that specific format so important?
Well, think about it. If the AI just gives back plain text, it might get creative. Maybe it writes 3 sentences today, 2 tomorrow. Maybe it tags something cool tech stuff instead of just technology.
Right, that would be hard for the system to read consistently.
Exactly. It's notoriously difficult for automation to reliably parse free-form text. By demanding JSON output with specific fields for summary and category, N8N can grab those pieces of data perfectly every single time. No ambiguity. Like a smart editor writing blurbs and reliably sticking them into the right folder.
Okay, that makes sense for reliability. But what about cost and speed? Aren't these big AI models expensive or slow, especially if you're hitting the API every hour with potentially, dozens of articles?
Yeah.
How do the sources deal with that efficiency challenge?
Yeah, good question. They definitely address it. Low cost and high speed are the goals. That's why step 2, the cleaning, is so vital. You're only sending the headline text and maybe the link for context, not the whole article body. That saves a lot.
Okay. Smaller input.
Right. And you typically use the cheaper, faster API endpoints from OpenAI or Google, the ones optimized for tasks like classification and short summaries, not, writing poetry. The cost per article ends up being tiny fractions of a penny, so the whole hourly run stays very affordable as long as you manage your requests efficiently in ANN, maybe batching them up.
Got it. So, collected, cleaned, summarized, tagged with precision. Now we need to deliver and display it. Step 4, saving it all safely.
The finished product.
This curated story with its standard title, the new AI summary, that specific category tag, the link, and the data gets put into the Google Sheet or Airtable. The neat thing here, according to the sources, is that the data is instantly available. You get this single, constantly updated source of truth, a live list of stories.
Which is perfect for step 5, showing it on your website, because the website Text Static Site Generator Edge platform is built to work well with structured data like that. It connects right to that digital filing cabinet, the Sheet or Airtable.
So the website itself doesn't need a complicated backend database.
Nope. It just reads the list and displays the stories, maybe automatically sorted under different banners for finance, technology, etc., your digital bulletin board. And there are a couple of ways to do the display based on the blueprint. You could have the website completely rebuild itself every hour right after the sheet gets updated. That guarantees every visitor sees the absolute latest. Or, for potentially even faster loading for the user, the website can just quickly fetch the latest list directly from the sheet whenever someone visits or refreshes their browser. Either approach gives you that continuous freshness without database headaches.
And the engine driving all this, the heartbeat, is step 6, making it refresh automatically every 60 minutes. That relies totally on N8N again, right? It's timer.
Exactly. NAN has this thing called a schedule trigger or timer node. It's like setting an alarm clock for the whole system. When that timer goes off every 60 minutes, it doesn't just start one task, it kicks off that entire sequence we've discussed. 1, collect news. 2, clean it. 3, AI summarize and tag. 4, update the sheet. 5, tell the website to refresh. That consistent self-running loop. That's what builds your mini Reuters desk that never sloops.
Okay, but things break.
Right.
What about keeping it running smoothly? That brings us to the practical bits. Step 7, maintenance and making it robust.
Yeah, super important for any automated system. Failure happens, an RSS feed dies, an API key hits its limit. You know,
So what does the blueprint recommend?
monitoring is key. Setting up alerts, maybe email or Slack notifications directly from NAN. But here's the trick. Use NAN's error handling so it only alerts you when something actually breaks.
So you're not getting spammed with everything's okay messages.
Exactly. It maintains the hands-off idea, but ensures, immediately if intervention is needed, keeps the system resilient.
That focus on managing failures seems critical. It shifts your role from constantly curating content to just occasionally overseeing the system. What about that Google Sheet getting huge?
Good point. Data hygiene again. Since stories are added every hour, the sheet could get massive and slow. The pipeline needs a rule, like maybe automatically delete the oldest stories once you hit, say, 300 or 500 entries, just keeping the most recent stuff. Keeps the database lean, fast, responsive.
Makes sense. And if hourly updates aren't fast enough?
Simple fix, you just go into N8N and change that main timer node from 60 minutes down to 30 minutes or whatever you need. Instant acceleration for your news flow.
Right, so let's try to tie this all together. The core logic, when you boil it down, seems pretty straightforward, even elegant. Every hour, system grabs news from feeds AI, quickly summarizes and tags it precisely, saves that organized data to a Cloud Sheet website, automatically shows the latest categorized stories. Is that about right?
That's the essence of it, a clean, continuous cycle. So what does this all mean? Ultimately, it means you've achieved total operational autonomy. You haven't just built a website. You build an independent, self-running content engine. This continuous curation just hums along in the background. It frees you, the user, up to focus on higher-level stuff like finding new strategic sources to add or actually analyzing the trends in the content rather than just manually processing it.
So for you listening, you hopefully now grasp the power here. Integrating these specific tools creates this highly resilient system you barely need to touch day to day. The real win isn't just the speed, it's the scalable organization, right? You could add 20 new RSS feeds or change your categories, and the system just adapts. Minimal fuss.
Exactly. And that leads to the final thought, maybe something to mull over. Given that this whole thing runs automatically every hour, and we know it can even be sped up to every 30 minutes, what does that level of near-instant, non-human content processing and delivery mean for the future? Not just for news, but think about any specialized knowledge base you need to manage internal company reports, tracking regulatory changes, scientific paper alerts. When the delay in getting curated information effectively drops to half an hour, what does that enable? That kind of immediacy. It changes the game, doesn't it?